Well, Merry Christmas. This is Joe Valenti from Pittston Politics, again in 2014, along with my good friend Jim Zarra.
How you doing, everyone?
As usual, we're here to do our Christmas/fireside chat.
How many years have we been doing this?
This will be our 8th year.
8th year. Wow.
8th year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been quite an experience. A lot has happened over those 8 years, Mr. Zarra.
How about this 2014?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't a good year for me. Started off pretty crappy.
Yeah, you.
I died. Came back to life.
Came back to life. Mr. Zarra had a little touch with reality. Let's call it.
Reality, yeah.
No more. Right, I guess the loans.
I'm just saying, get on the right foot here, Joe. The wine is good.
Yes. Oh well.
The hot chocolate.
Yeah, the hot chocolate. Let's have our annual toast with hot chocolate. You know who I think made this hot chocolate?
Frosty the Snowman.
Terry Bass.
Wow. I didn't know he was into the wine.
Via Joe Holly.
Huh.
And it's a really good hot chocolate.
Is it?
Yeah. So let's say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody.
It's good hot chocolate.
It's real good hot chocolate. We got our Lonza, we got our Super Sal, we got olives.
Is that the low-fat version?
Yeah. See, Mr. Tell us a little bit about what your experience
was.
What happened?
Oh.
Scared the hell out of everybody.
I did scare the hell out of my wife. But thank God for my wife, Dr. Manganello and Dr. Amini.
Okay.
I had a heart attack on March 2nd, putting a hardwood floor in my house. Didn't believe it, and thank God for my wife. She recognized what was going on, gave me a couple aspirins. Dr. Manganello took me to the hospital, had people waiting there for me, and saved my life.
Yep, absolutely.
And took about good 3 months.
Yeah.
I was.
I know. I came up to see it a day or so after.
Why does it go?
And up comes Tommy Burke and his wife, and what did they bring you?
I don't remember.
A Playboy magazine.
Oh. That's good for the heart.
Right. Didn't need any Viagra with that.
That's right. I seen one of those. That was awesome.
I remember.
That was
that.
cool.
Yeah.
The mic came up. Our good friend Mike Vogue.
Mike Vogue.
Merry Christmas, Michael. Judge. Way to go. And
I heard some rumors going around about Mike that he was going to be president judge, but
I did too.
You know, it didn't happen.
Did not happen. I actually think that's a good thing for him.
Yeah. Dick Hughes.
Ended up
being president judge this year, I think. So, third floor has actually calmed down a little bit now.
I don't think that's the problem at the county, Joe. Do you?
Let's not. Well, we will go there. How's that?
But to get back to me is, I was lucky. I walked away with no heart damage.
Yep.
5 stints. Everything's flowing fine, and I'm back to normal.
And Mr. Zarra, I can say, is a little bit more relaxed now.
Well, a little bit.
We'll get him wound up.
Well, we'll try.
Well, I do want to talk about the county.
Okay.
They handed our.
Yeah, we got a tax increase, didn't we?
Wow. According to them, no.
So they get rid of the Homestead Act?
The homestead exemption.
Okay,
now the homestead exemption basically exempts the first, $25,000 of your assessed value. So they said no tax increase, but they're lifting the homestead exemption. So mine and your taxes are going to go up $57.
That's nice.
Okay, so the New York slumlords who own all these properties in Wilkes-Barre, the Sherman Hills, and all those, they don't get a tax increase. So how much resources do you use in the county? Are you ever in jail?
No.
Or are you ever in court?
No.
You ever the sheriff?
That's not true.
Well, I'm in court too. Let's not go there. But the sheriff, you ever have any sheriff problems?
No.
Adult probation. Okay, now how many people out of Sherman Hills use up resources like that? Or the New York slumlords, all the apartment dwellers?
99.9?
A lot.
Okay.
That's who's taking up the resources. And they don't get a tax increase, but you and me, who are homeowners, our taxes are going.
So you're saying that home rule doesn't work?
We need to blow it up. How's that?
You're good at that, Joe.
My blood is boiling. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That does not, I don't get it.
Well,
Look, we don't have to talk much about this, but until they address the debt issue.
right.
I mean, you got what, $500 million worth of debt?
I think we're going to hold a petition drive and a campaign or a rally. Bring back Crossan and Mikowski. At this point, I'll take Trini. And go in the back room and figure
Well,
out.
how many people are on that council? I don't think there's any.
Too many.
But there's nobody
Nobody from Greater Pittsburgh.
Nothing.
They had some good people.
Side, right?
Had some good people running. Harry Skeen ran. He lost. You know.
Yeah,
They had some real good people.
Nobody. Wow, that's odd.
Yeah. Coach Licata ran, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, Sal ran.
Sal ran. Absolutely.
And then did Johnny Ball run?
No.
How about that? Poor John, huh?
Oh man.
Sad.
Yeah, we lost Johnny Bolin this past year from former Wyoming area school director. Good friend of mine.
I like John.
Great school director.
Sad.
His heart was always in the right place, no matter what. Never wanted to wouldn't hurt a flea.
I agree with that.
You know, that's too bad. But are we off on the county? Are we off on the county? We're done. We're gonna move on.
Well, I mean, what do you want to talk about the county council?
I don't. I do, but.
Well, first of all, I mean.
Here you go. Here's the question.
Go ahead.
Of the 6 people that voted for it, how many people do you think own apartments or other property other than their own home?
6?
Maybe. Why? Politically, I can't. Politically, why would they vote for that?
I don't know. It doesn't make any
How
sense.
many homeowners vote?
Mostly.
How many apartment dwellers vote?
Very little.
Politically, where are they going?
No, but I don't look at if they're gonna tax increases drive me out of my mind.
Right.
Okay, you know that. I'm not a big tax increase guy. All right, but if you got to control that debt.
It's out of control.
It's out of control. I mean, look at it. It's got to be. What do they owe? 400 million. So if you're going to pay that back over what? 25 years? That's still 10 million a year, 12 million a year. That's like a 10. That's like what? 100,000 a month? No, I'm sorry. I'm not. That's worse than that. It's like 100,000 a week.
In the course of their term.
No, it's 200,000 a week.
In the course of their 4-year term, all those council members,
yeah.
The total budget will be $1 billion. It's about 266 a year.
Right.
How many people on the council?
Well, here's what I don't understand. How did they get? Who gave them $400 million? How were they ever supposed to pay that back?
No.
Like what bank and how are they not on the hook for that? Like I'd seriously consider defaulting on some of that stuff. I would look at it. I'd look at the option.
Yeah.
Because how did they get it here anyway?
Right.
You want a loan, you make $100,000 a year.
Right.
Right? Go get a loan. I need $10 million.
Right.
What's the first question you're gonna ask? How are you gonna pay it back? Here's $400 million. How are you gonna pay it back, man?
Right.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I wonder who wrote those opinion letters. What attorney do you think wrote those opinion letters?
Let's not go there. Let's move on.
All right, let's get off the
Okay, move on that one.
Hey,
Merry Christmas. I need a ride after this.
Right. Is this Sabatelli's, by the way?
Yes, Sabatelli's.
In downtown Pittston?
Right across from the Gramercy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know who's across the street there?
Huh.
Dr. Frank Colella.
Dr. Frank Colella and
And
Tony Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Now Mike Bogey's.
That's right.
But a lot of people have been asking me when we're gonna have our.
Oh yeah, Joe. This is the first time. I mean,
They-
I felt like you was.
I know.
I got stopped 3 times in the last week.
When are you
gonna do this thing?
Hey,
like you actually watch this?
You're right. How many people want? I know, like me and you. I can't even get my wife to watch it.
No, my wife doesn't watch it.
But people think that we rehearse this.
Yeah,
We have a couple of chicken scratches that we did in our kitchen table over the last 5 minutes. And,
we do.
And that's about it.
The computer didn't work, so we had wrote it.
Exactly. So
that's pretty funny.
So let's hit on the Wyoming
Okay.
School.
We'll start on the west side or the east side?
We'll start on the west side, and then
All right, go
we'll
ahead.
move over to the east side. So, first of all, Ray Bernardi's not there.
So you have nothing to write about?
Ray Bernardi was good for Pittston politics. Not quite as good as Tony Rostock.
Well, maybe you'll get Tony.
Well, maybe we'll get Tony, but it's been awfully quiet on the west side. You know, but there have
I
been.
find it interesting that everyone in the control of the district, I shouldn't say that, control, everybody at a higher level management position is a woman.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? That's got to be
You
one
got,
of the only districts that have it, right?
you got 5. You
Janet,
got
Serena,
you got Janet.
superintendent. I really like Janet. I really like her.
You got Estelle.
Stell.
You got
She's what? And then isn't the head of the union a woman?
head of the union,
Right?
the new director of curriculum.
Who's okay?
I forget her name. She's from Abington.
Okay.
You got Beth Gober Megan,
All right.
Deanna Farrell,
Right.
Kim Yoakum, Mary Louise Decker.
Wow.
So I wrote an article.
Hopefully they'll do better than the men did.
Well, I wrote an article, and the article was entitled "The Good Old Gals," and I got accused of being sexist.
No.
Well, what if it was the good old boys? Is that sexist?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand what happened in this country, but there's something drastically reversed somewhere.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I'm the bad guy. I pay my taxes. I go to work. I provide for my family. I want to help my children. Right? But I'm the bad guy. I mean,
Yep.
I don't go out and loot and stuff. I don't do any of that.
But
Go ahead. I don't understand.
John Boland passed away. His brother stepped in.
Okay.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if he's going to run, but stand-up guy.
Yeah. How much is the majority up or the minority? What's going on this year?
And that's a good. Well, the girls, the gals, control. And I always refer to Estelle as honey buns.
I bet you she likes that.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's an inside
Yeah.
between me
Merry
and
Christmas,
Estelle.
Estelle.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you know, Fabulous Phil,
Yeah.
her brother, had computer problems last week. I saw him.
But you got Jerry Stoffa,
Okay.
who I think is doing a good job. He's in the minority. And John Marinacci. Now, the complaint I heard, and I wrote about it a couple of weeks ago,
Go ahead.
is when they did reorg, the minority didn't know anything about reorg and why they didn't get any key appointments. Okay?
For real? Is this for real?
No, no, and there's and the art my article was entitled "Do as I say, not as I do," because God bless Estelle, we all like Estelle. She was banging her drum when she was in the dark and in the minority, and she wasn't getting her
But
appointment.
it's easy to bang a drum when you're in the minority.
I know.
You get a big drum, you start banging it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But I do see a pattern over there.
Well, look, how many times have we had this conversation?
Oh God.
What do these school districts remind me of? The Titanic.
There's no band.
No, there's no bend, there's no nothing. It's sinking, they're sinking. It's just a matter when they're gonna go under.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it
Right.
is. I mean, you're losing $1 million or what? They're always $500,000 short.
Well, they settled the contract.
Okay,
Okay.
but they don't fund any of the benefits. They're
Well-
unfunded.
Well, the give and take there was, and I followed it closely. Wyoming had a Cadillac plan, okay, with no copay, with no contribution to teachers.
Right.
They went to a PPO or a managed care, which reduced the
cost
total
of
cost
to the
to the district. They
So-
still don't.
So what do they do with the total cost?
What? The district still absorbs it, but they could have either had the Cadillac of plans with a contribution,
Go ahead.
or take a PPO, which would have been equivalent to the cost of the taxpayers.
They pay any deductible?
Yeah, a little bit, but it was something.
No, but I mean, I have no problem with
Yeah.
healthcare,
Yeah.
but half of those benefits are unfunded.
Oh, I know. Well, we're paying for it.
Well, no, but I don't understand how these contracts can go on when they don't know what the back end cost is. Like if somebody's gonna retire, right, and you don't know what their retirement number is when they retire, how do you contribute to the retirement plan?
Right.
I don't understand that. I never did understand that. Here's the other thing I don't understand is you get health care paid for until you're what, 65?
Something
Whatever
like
you
that.
retire.
Right.
Who funds that?
We do.
Yeah, but how do they know when, like, okay, you're an employee, right? I'm gonna retire in the year 2025. Healthcare could cost an individual $15,000 a year. How do you budget for that?
You know.
No, but I don't understand how this is supposed to work. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand you run government different because I was part of it than business. However, numbers are numbers.
Right.
You've got to use real numbers.
But they don't have a number. You can't
Well,
project.
no, but I don't understand how the state even lets that go on this long. They're wondering why. What is the pension plans now? Last time I heard 62 billion in debt,
I
under
can't
62
count.
billion?
I can't.
And they're going to fix it.
Yeah.
Over 36 years.
I'm almost gonna fix it.
Have fun with that. Have fun with that one.
Yeah. Jared who's on the transition team, who's it? Jared Ferrantino,
Go ahead.
Ray Hassey, and Bill Himsko,
No, and Mary Upper.
and Murray Upper. Right.
So let me get this straight. He puts 4 attorneys on that?
Well,
Well, let's see. What is my brother-in-law Harry has a great line. He's when they get on third base, they thought they hit a triple. That election was perfect timing,
Yeah.
and he had the best candidate to knock the shit out.
Right.
I mean, that was the worst 4 years
Well,
I've ever seen people.
my biggest problem-
I'm a governor of my life.
My biggest
Huh?
problem with Corbett was the gasoline and diesel tax.
Well, he just was terrible with PR. Horrible. Even when he was right, he came out wrong.
Right. I would have held.
You know what his problem was? He was a cop. He never wanted to be a governor.
I would have held a press conference on the
I don't
Wyoming.
understand.
I would have held a press conference on the Wyoming Area School District steps
Right.
and said, "I will never let this happen. What happened to the school district teachers going on strike for 30 days or 45 days in the state of Pennsylvania."
I don't think he could ever won that election.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was a likable guy, and you got like a million people like you
Right.
that just did not like anything he said.
Right. I mean, he ruffled my feathers with the tax increase on the
And
fuel.
you're about as right as they come.
I know. But then when I saw Wolf when the Times Leader interviewed him,
Yeah, I mean, he seems like okay, but I don't know what he stands for.
nice guy, great
Yeah, I
guy.
agree.
Remembered me 6 months
Yeah,
later.
right. I talked to him a couple times.
But
I like
you read in the paper, you start dissecting his issues. He said, "Well, I can't come up with the budget because I don't have access to the numbers." He was Secretary of the Treasury. Jimmy, you and I, our viewers, have access to the numbers. So.
No, I think his campaign was, and I think this is the new way of doing it, Joe. I think the campaigns are really done by PR firms that come up with an image, what they look like, and his was him in that Jeep,
Right.
right? And that whole image was around, and don't say too much, because the more he's talked, these
Oh,
numbers went down,
yeah.
right? So I think that was the strategy, and I think that was an Obama strategy.
Yeah.
I think that's what they do now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because how did the Republicans win that really big countrywide sweep, and you haven't heard nothing? Right? I'm thinking to myself, and the week before I was talking to somebody, we were talking about that, I said, something's going on, this is too choreographed. Something's happening here.
Crazy,
You know,
crazy,
but it's crazy. Let's get back to
Let's
what
come
we're
back to
talking
Pittston, okay? We're going to talk
Well,
about.
wait a minute. You know we forgot about talking about the judge, about the county. It's all the judges from
Yeah.
getting everybody from Pittston.
Yeah,
a big
mentioned
yeah.
Mikey Vogue,
Mikey. We
Wow.
got Freddie.
Ready?
We got Judge Burke.
Right.
Right. We have Judge Agello. We have Jennifer Rogers and Lisa Gill.
Right.
Right. The honorable.
Absolutely.
And I think they're all doing a good job. I mean, don't you think that's the best part of the county?
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
I do.
But-
And Stephanie Salavantis. is
Oh,
doing
yes,
that.
that's right.
She's running.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to run against her.
Pedri. Dave Pedri, I wrote it last week. He's,
Yeah, I
he's
saw
going to
that.
run. He's making some inroads up this way. So
Is
we'll
he?
see what happens. I met him at
I think
Pascal.
she's a good candidate, did a good job. It's really hard to beat.
Hey.
That's what I think.
I think it's going to be an interesting race. We're going to spend a lot of money. And, you know, we don't know what Jackie Musto's doing. Jackie Musto Carroll.
I don't know. I haven't seen her.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of the third floor, you know who's waiting for a rejection letter?
No.
Brian Corcoran. He's still waiting for her for Pittston City. Now he's waiting. He was Pittston City's solicitor for a day back in 1997.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, for a day.
For a day.
At the Gramercy when he met with Uncle Sammy.
Oh, I remember that. We won't go there.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Sammy.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Sam. Brian.
Brian, yep.
Hey, you know who I almost got?
Good hot chocolate.
Thanks. You know who I almost got here?
Who?
Johnny Toronto almost.
Oh.
That would have been.
Interesting.
We'd have to have a disclosure.
Yeah.
Uncensored.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we got the county beat up pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're on the east side of the west
We're gonna go to the east side. Well, I'm just.
Well, what about what's going on? How's that?
Oh, I know. Oh, well, let's talk about the state rep race.
Okay, let's go.
I predicted Eileen Cipriani was gonna win.
Wow. See, then the guy was a shoo-in.
Exactly.
The cop was a shoo-in. Nobody does say that. You know what I think that kid did well? What I think he did well is, you know the game's a number game, right? He got enough up here that made it right for him.
Right. He swept Kingston.
No, I mean, he did a good job there.
He won 32 out of 36 precincts.
Wow.
It was a sea of red. I was absolutely shocked. And I think the thing that hurt Eileen.
Go ahead. And I don't know. I know
Eileen
Aaron
very well.
I don't know.
I like Eileen. I consider her a friend. She's from Wyoming area.
Right.
The thing that hurt Eileen was that last ad she did painted Republicans as the devil.
Bad idea.
You know.
So that's just bad.
It was just
yeah.
And not saying that Aaron Coffer was a saint going on something, but you know, it was the Republicans this and the Republicans that, and she was following Phyllis Monday's playbook at the end.
Oh, she's on the transition committee.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh well.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on. Anything else on the west side?
I don't know. I mean, how's the local towns doing?
The local towns is doing good. Jimmy Dennis is over running his coin and gold shop over there.
Yeah. West Pittston, I haven't heard anything.
West Pittston's they're coming along. You know.
Yeah.
I think the hardcore West Pittstonians who, like myself and all the people that stayed after the flood, we're in it for the long haul.
I think what they need to do, and I think they need to just get a handle on not letting these houses these big houses get chopped up into multifamily.
Well, I think they need to put.
They need to put an ordinance in.
I think they need a moratorium on multifamily.
Yeah, I think they got to do something to get a handle on it.
And
they're better off knocking them down.
And implement. I think they need to raise taxes and implement a homestead exemption.
I got you. I understand that logic. Yeah, I got it.
It promotes homeownership.
Yeah,
Pittston City did it.
Yeah,
and it's working.
Oh, it is. It is.
So.
You want to get to Pittston City?
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, want to go to Pittston City?
Sure, why not?
Who's up? Who's running?
Joe and Dan.
Joe McClain and Danny.
Joe McClain and Danny, and Merry Christmas to both of those guys.
Merry Christmas.
And then we might as well do Jason, Mike, and Kenny.
Absolutely.
Kathy.
Chris.
Should I say Joe Moskowitz? Let's say
Joe.
Happy
Hanukkah, Joe.
Yeah, that's first thing. I love saying that. The guy that controls the buddies, the Jewish guy.
I still don't know how a Jew got fit into Pittston City. I don't
know. The Italians and the Irish screwed it all up for
Mostly they got a Jewish guy. They got a Jewish guy, and now things are running good. We're going to hell for that.
Yeah, we are. Well, what the hell? We can't offend anybody else.
Right.
We offended the women first. Now we
offended the Jews. Well, the Italians.
Yeah, Italians are
But
that's what it is. Well, I mean, what's their complaint about Pittston? Nothing.
I think they're doing the right thing in the neighborhood. I think the homestead
that's
exemption.
That's going to take a while, Joe. That neighborhood stuff will take a while.
I think their homestead exemption, giving everybody a homestead exemption and raising taxes, it promotes homeownership. Right. And again, like I spoke about county council,
go ahead.
All your resources are taken up by the people who rent.
Agreed.
I agree with that. So they should pay more. Absolutely, should pay more. And so you're going to do one thing.
You're speaking just like a Republican.
You're going to either.
Did you get that from the web, the RCN website?
Yeah. So RNC. Well, I mean, when you look at it, two things are going to happen. The landlords aren't going to be able to afford.
You know, we're really not talking about Christmas. We're getting really.
Isn't that what we do every year?
Yeah, we do.
So
I agree with you.
The landlords aren't going to be able to afford the rent. So the landlords are going to have two options: raise the rents.
Right.
What's that going to happen? Attract a higher clientele.
Agreed.
Or sell the house to a homeowner.
Well, look, we might as well talk about Pat Hadley.
Pat.
No, but I mean, he's doing a lot of lot of residential stuff that he's doing, and every stuff he does is well over $1,000 a month, and he has a wedding house. So what does that tell you?
Exactly.
I mean, you know.
Exactly.
God bless him.
He tried to do a good thing with the school up in DuPont.
I don't understand. I don't even understand how that you know what the value of that DuPont building is?
It's zero. Right?
Zero. No, it's negative.
It's negative.
It's costing you money, and it's a school at DuPont.
And how long has it been up? How long has it been up?
I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm
2 or 3 years, so they lost all that tax revenue.
No,
it cost $900. I think it cost like $900,000 a year to keep it open. They keep
$1 million a year? No.
Oh, okay, maybe 90,000.
I'm going to say probably 100.
Okay, whatever.
10,000 a month. Maybe
But they lost all the tax revenue.
No, but I don't. Now look, real estate, Joe, I do it. All right. If it's empty, it's costing you money.
Right.
All right. I don't believe in having anything around that you don't need. What? Do they need a school?
No, well, it's gone. They're not. Nobody's in there.
Right, but I mean, they don't need another school.
No.
Yeah.
They were going to sell it to the highest bidder.
Why didn't they?
Hadley was the highest bidder, but somebody thinks they get more money for it. And that was a year ago. Cost them another $90,000 and no tax revenue from it.
Wow.
So it's probably in
Yeah,
there.
I like your hat, by the way. Is that ears on there, like an elf?
My wife said I look like the nasty elf on Rudolph. That's I behave like him.
Oh,
What was his name?
I don't know. The nasty elf. That's nasty. Oh, that little bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weren't they blue? And the girls were like pink. How about that? Did you ever watch Rudolph?
I think
Santa Claus is miserable. The head elf is a bully. It's crazy.
Oh, the reindeer were bullies. Hey, Mama, the wife just walked in.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Want to come in for a guest appearance?
No, thank you.
You'd be the best part of the video.
Yeah.
They really would. Go ahead.
So, a couple weeks ago, or last week, I wrote about who's on first in Pittston Area School Board.
Oh, we're on Pittston School Board.
Yeah, we need to move on.
Okay, the Titanic of the East.
The Titanic of the East. Okay?
Go ahead.
So let's talk about, and I'm going to try to piece this together. It's tough to follow. I'm going to say who's on first, and you say, yeah, correct.
Go ahead.
Right? So Tony Grigley is at the helm, leading the majority.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got himself, Marty Quinn,
Go ahead.
John Adizio, Casey Donahue. Well,
Kent Bradley.
Kent Bradley.
Bruce Knick, right?
And Bruce Knick, thank you. So let's just dissect those. Kent Bradley's in the majority.
Go ahead.
Okay, now he's board president, which I think he's going to do a great job. But the only reason he got board president is because they did a mushada with him because he was supposed to get board president last year. He flipped over the minority. Now he's with the majority. And the question is, what's he going to do in 3 months? Did you follow that? You're good. And
you're wrecking my head, Joe.
well, and Casey Donahue was supposed to be promised the board president this year. That was the mushada with him.
You know,
they deep sixed Casey and gave Kent Bradley the board president.
Oh.
Okay?
Tell me, how long have you been following politics?
Too long.
25 years?
Oh, yeah.
Is it ever changed?
No. No.
Every school board.
Every time I hear...
I mean, they're running again, right?
Yeah.
What have you heard for the last 25 years?
We're going to do the right thing.
Ed, go ahead.
And we got 5 solid.
Ed?
How long is
Go
that?
ahead.
I don't know.
I don't know, we're not going to raise your taxes.
We're not going to raise your taxes.
You know, we're for the kids, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You know, education is the byproduct of all that bullshit.
Right.
Okay? That's what's shocking to me.
Right.
But
So...
you're making my hair hurt.
Yeah. And then, you know, John,
Go ahead.
you know, he does a mushada for a deal. He gets a new job
But
done.
this is good.
He gets a mushada down the sanitary authority. Nice new job down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that had something to do with the new superintendent, which
I don't know what's going on.
is totally blown up with some past revelations that are going to happen. So I think it's next superintendent at Pittston area is going to be a toss-up.
Maybe they should follow all the areas.
Yeah. And they got in the minority is
We got a woman.
Charlie Chandler, my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
Rich Gorkowski, and Joe Kelly. So let's just talk about who's going to run.
I'm getting a migraine here.
Okay. So Chandler's putting the ticket together. He's going to lead the ticket. It's going to be him, Gorskowski, this is what I hear, Roseanne Rigotta, Vito Quaglia, and Kathy Kennard.
Did you say Kathy Kennard?
Yes.
What would possess her to do this?
That is the $60,000.
Don't do that.
Yeah, yes.
Whatever they're telling you, don't do that.
Well,
Go ahead. It's a no-win situation. It doesn't matter.
well, I think it's a good ticket.
A ticket for what? What's it going to do?
Well, I don't know what the hell it's going to do. It's going to do something.
No, here, you want me to guarantee what it's going to
Alright.
do? It's going to hire and fire a football coach.
It can take the
It will, okay? Because that's what they do. It will make a shithouse out of hiring a superintendent, because that's what it does. And it'll raise your taxes 2.9% every year for the next 4 years.
right. Any different than what we did have over the last 4 years?
Huh?
Any difference than what we had?
No, I was gonna say, it doesn't matter who's there,
Right.
it's the same every time.
Right.
Okay? It's just the same, I mean, you must pull up the same articles and just put the different
I
names in
could.
there.
Eddie Ackerman says I have reserved. Eddie Ackerman told me one time I reserve the right to plagiarize. You're right. You know, you're right. I can just change the name. So the circus remains the same, just the clowns change.
It was funny. You know, I forgot to tell you this. Today when you called me, I was working, I was at my desk, so I said, oh, we're going to meet tonight. And usually I'll Google, or I'm sorry, I searched on my desktop, Valenti Christmas.
Right.
And one of these came up.
Right.
And it was when Skrevnik and Petrillo were in. And it was all before, so it must have been right before all this stuff was
Right.
happening.
Well, let me tell you.
I started to laugh. I'm like, this is the same
I
thing.
think
Doesn't matter.
Skrevnik and Petrillo are choir boys compared to what we have now in the county. But we're not going back to the county. We're
No, we're not going to. Joe, you're giving me a headache.
okay. So
Maybe I'll take another hard.
So now the question is, since Casey Donahue is
Okay.
supposedly in the majority, he's salty because he got passed over for being president.
Oh, okay.
Because they did the Mushada with Kent Bradley. By the way, Mushada means deal in Sicilian, Siciliano. and
Do we have to do that when you use those kind of words?
what, Mushada? Or,
No, the little quotation.
So Casey Donahue's salty because he was passed over for the board president. So where is he going to be in 2015?
Well, who's running?
Okay, you got.
No, there's got to be.
Okay, I'm going to tell you who's up. Griglia, Casey,
Joe Kelly.
Chandra, Joe Kelly,
Which was
and
a ticket.
Gorskowski.
Which was a ticket.
Everybody but Gorskowski was a ticket.
So there was 4 guys running 4 years ago.
Right. There were 5 guys, but one of them lost.
It was,
Gorskowski slipped in.
okay, and I think Ken Bradley was.
No, he ran last time around.
No, but 4 years ago.
He wasn't running 4 years ago.
No, he wasn't on that ticket 4
No,
years ago?
no.
Okay, who was? Do you remember?
No, I just told you.
No, but there had to be 5.
Boom,
Boom, okay.
from Avoca.
I got you, okay.
He was on that ticket. He lost in the primary and Gorskowski slipped in.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Rigotta was
now-
on that. I think, no, Rigotta was 2 years ago.
So, and then, so tell me the tickets, tell me what's going on.
Okay, the ticket is Chandra, Gorskowski, Ricotta, Vito Quaglia, and Kathy Kennard.
Wow.
Okay, Casey
This is
and Tony and Griglia
Right.
are together
Right.
as of 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's a ticket?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard.
Oh,
any,
okay, so
I,
they might have-
I haven't heard any names
Okay,
surface.
so there might be 4 guys.
There might be
Or
5
4
guys.
people, I just
5.
want to say guys.
Right.
5.
There might be 5.
And then what about Joe Kelly?
Joe Kelly is on an island all by
You mean
himself.
they didn't bring him in, Gorskowski and
No.
Chandra? Why?
Because Joe Kelly is on an island all by himself. Joe Kelly beats his own drummer.
I agree.
You know, I like Joe.
But a one-man,
Yeah.
no, but it's, I mean, that's a spoiler to a ticket.
Oh, I know.
Huh?
I think Joe Kelly's a winner. If he runs.
Then he's a loser if you're saying.
Yeah, right. Joe, don't let me
No,
endorse you,
don't
okay?
take any advice from him. No, I think it's a one person, I don't know. I think it's not a bad, I think it's not bad.
Who, Joe's?
Right.
Well, I think he's a winner.
There's 2 tickets?
I think he's a winner. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Joe. You know, I think people either love Joe or hate Joe, but you know, he's a
Well,
likable
they
guy.
forget everybody. I mean, but what's the point?
I don't know if he's going to run. I think he is. So we'll.
You think you're going to pass Act 76 now?
Oh, that's the sales tax thing.
That's they do the shift.
The shift. So we'll still.
Yeah, away from property taxes.
Yeah.
They get funded by.
How did the gaming revenues hold out for property tax relief? Don't get me started. That worked out real good, didn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
God. Yeah, more tax relief. We're going to raise your taxes here and not lower them over here, and who takes it in the end?
You know what the only part of that Act 76 I like?
Hmm.
If they do get rid of property tax, it holds their feet to the fire economically.
Right.
Because it's too easy for them to add 2% on every year. Like they don't even try to fix it.
Well, that was supposed to happen with the gaming revenues.
No, but I mean, Joe, these districts, watch, it'll start coming out in March that they're all $500,000 behind.
Right.
Right? So $500,000 is what? Weekly. 52 weeks, right?
Right.
Right? So what do you got there? You got 10,000 a week.
Right.
So they're losing 10,000 a week for what? Ever? For the last 10 years? And
Right.
they don't want to address that issue? You're in business, you run a business, you're losing 10,000 a week. How long before you fix that? That hole. That's why I call it the Titanic. You gotta tie a hole.
Let's just put it this way.
I don't understand.
I wouldn't be there.
What?
I wouldn't have ever gotten that far.
Well, Joe, I tell you the story all the time. My first year at Welding Area, I put together the PowerPoint for the budget, when they're going through the budget, and I look at the revenues in 2001, right? They had a surplus of 2.2 million, right? I set the budget up for 2002, and I'm doing the spreadsheet, and all of a sudden I look at it, and I'm like, the surplus is 400,000. So I remember talking to Walter, I said, man, hey, look, I'm just an engineer, IT guy, I don't know that much about them, but I know how to read a balance sheet because I was mayor of a town and did this and this.
Yeah.
I said, where did the $1.6 million go? He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, you lost $1.6 million, where'd it go? Well, no, you can't look at it that way. No, I know how to read a balance sheet. You're losing $1 million back then a year. And so what did they do? Drained their fund for 6 years, didn't address the issue. I think that's the only thing why I would be for that.
Right.
Because they have to address issues. Like look at the county council. They're arguing about they're gonna charge us $57 extra a year, right? For what? They can't fix the debt. The debt's the what's that? That's got to be $1 million. What, a week?
The debt service?
No. But no, think about that. What do you think the debt service is on $400 million? It's got to be $1 million a week. It's got to be something close to it. That's the Titanic.
Titanic. And the Hindenburg.
How did we get on this?
We're back on the. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Let's move on. We'll stop on the county council.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to talk about Obama now?
Well, let's just wrap up the east side.
All right, go ahead.
The Pittston Area School Board. So
we got an election.
We got an election. There's definitely one ticket of 5 solid that will be running.
Go ahead.
Wrigley and Donahue, I haven't heard boo out of their
camp.
I'm assuming both are running. I'm not sure how Casey feels about Wrigley right now because of the presidency. So I don't know if they're going to run together. If they do, they need 3 more. Joe Kelly's the spoiler.
Right.
And the field's wide open. How's that? Is that a good prediction?
Wow.
Is that a good prediction?
I don't know. So you handicap the winners, and I'll tell you who's going to lose.
Right. right. Joe Kelly, sorry.
Loser.
Hey, and speaking of which, Judge Kokura Alex is in her first year. She does a good job.
I've heard nothing. Nothing is good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think so. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who else do we have to talk about? I mean, the towns have been been quiet.
Right?
You know, and I think that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't think is there a fight anywhere?
Just on the east side.
Just at the school.
School, yeah.
But there's not.
There's nothing really.
It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Yeah.
You know?
So
It'll be interesting.
let's talk about President Obama. We'll wrap it up with that. I just,
Go ahead.
I think it was who's the guy that couldn't breathe, that got killed. Eric Garner, was that his name?
The one in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. He got killed from a cop with a chokehold. Just work with me here.
Uh-huh. You're giving me a migraine again.
Why were they trying to arrest him?
Over cigarettes, right?
Right.
Right.
Why was he selling cigarettes?
Because they're like $20 a pack
Yeah.
or something.
Right. $15 a pack.
Right.
Why?
What was he selling? Individual?
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
against the law?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
so why are they $15 or they're $5 a pack here? Why are they $15 a pack in New York City?
Oh, well, you had Bloomberg there and this other nut.
The tax.
This other
So-
guy.
so-
Have you heard this guy? Hates the cops. Hates everybody.
So
The
wait a
cops
minute.
went by him, didn't they?
Yeah. So the mayor and the liberal politicians tax cigarettes,
Go ahead.
so nobody can afford to buy a $15 pack of cigarettes. This guy selling loose cigarettes probably for $1 a piece or $2 a piece. The mayor and council are salty at him because they're losing the 39 cents in revenue. The mayor and council orders the police department to go arrest him. Over 39 cents worth of taxes. Now,
And they choke him and he died.
and he died,
Wow.
right?
Where did you get this story from?
I said it first on Facebook.
Okay.
People were following my lead,
Right.
but he died
Go ahead.
because they were losing 39 cents worth of tax revenue.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
It's the only way of looking at it.
Well, I mean, they could have arrested him and not choked him.
But he should have never been arrested.
Put his hands up.
They should have never.
I mean, I don't know.
He should have never been arrested. There's people selling. There's people selling.
That's a crazy law.
There's people selling narcotics next to him and selling
Yeah.
marijuana. They're not arresting them, but because they're losing.
Make them legal.
Yeah.
Legalize those.
No, I'm not saying legalize those, but for
You
crying out
know
loud.
marijuana?
What? Yeah.
Why? Because you were a dope head when you were young?
Yeah.
Screw job?
Well, yeah. I was under the bleachers while you were on the football
I
field.
don't think I have a problem with that, Joe.
I do.
Why?
Because I think it's bad.
I agree with that part of it, but I'm just going back and alcoholism.
I don't know. Jury's out.
No, but I just think it's sort of, don't you think it's almost like the Wild Wild West like it was in the 20s?
What's happening in Colorado? They're going crazy out there.
Well, they're crazy out there to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, our friend Billy Watson, cowboy, he's out there. He's enough said or what?
Yeah,
He's doing good.
I like Billy.
Yeah, cowboy, he's out there. Oh, that's who we lost to this year. Was John
Oh,
Watson.
Johnny, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the beginning of the year, yeah. I like John.
Yeah, John was all right.
John was an old fighter.
Yeah.
We had fun with him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember we tried to buy the
Yeah,
front page?
yeah, I remember that. That's a tough story for a whole other Christmas.
Okay.
So we didn't talk about Obama yet. Is that what you wanted to
Well,
talk
I wanted to talk of, that Obama
Yeah.
brought me to that poor guy getting killed out in New York.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he was selling loose cigarettes.
Right, but that's not what Obama said. I'm not sure what he said.
I was.
I don't listen to him anymore.
Yeah,
He's too
my
much.
head. You know how your head hurts when I.
Yeah, I just turned around. I got a boot done. I don't.
Yeah. And everybody said.
Like, I gave him a shot, but
Everybody.
I don't understand how you could defend what he's doing. He's just
You can't defend.
you
the
can't.
defenseless.
I agree. I just don't understand.
Right.
I would have to, if I met him, I'd ask him one question.
What are you doing? What the hell you doing?
Do you know who John Wayne was?
Yeah.
I'd ask him that.
Right.
Like, I don't know, what his vision of America is I don't know anymore.
Right.
And it's, I don't know. I thought I grew up pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good life. I don't know what happened.
And
I
then
didn't think this country is immoral.
And
Do you think this country's immoral?
well, it's going to the shitter.
No. But do you think that
No, it's the best country on earth.
No, the
Why do
democracies aren't clean.
Why do you want?
They're not clean.
It's not perfect.
Right, but it's always evolving. You can't
Right.
rewrite history. To me, he's trying to rewrite history. And they're trying to rewrite
He
history.
thinks the Constitution's a living document
Well,
that you can modify it. Well,
is that an amendment? What an amendment's for?
he can't.
No, but I mean, if there's a way to do that. But
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. You don't do that by executive order.
No.
But here's what bothers me, okay, is that he's setting a precedent.
Right.
Okay? Now, what about the next person that gets in there? What kind of precedent do you think they're going to set? It's okay to do this, this, and this. How does that stop? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I've been thinking about this, like the election, right, with state government, right? That was always an 8-year swing. It was always 8D8R, 8D8. Now you broke that. You make it to 4 years now. It's going to be a big headache election coming up. I bet you, you're going to see 4-year people now because people are used to it. Like, hey, he's not doing a good job, or she's not doing. Get rid of him, or him. Just get rid of him.
That's what we thought was going to happen to Obama.
Yeah, but Joe, think about what's coming out now about that whole couple weeks prior. There was a lot of weird stuff going
Let
on
me
there.
give you my spin on Obama.
I can't.
When
wait for
he
this.
won,
Go ahead.
when he won, I wrote an article that let's end affirmative action.
I probably would agree with this.
We just elected a black man to the highest office in the land. What do we need without affirmative action? What do we need it for? We don't.
All I know about affirmative action is being growing up in the 70s, graduating in 1980, we
Right.
graduated together. I remember what I remember, and it never hit me. I didn't know why, but when we were going to pick what we needed, what we were thinking about doing,
Right.
there were certain things that they said, well, you can't do this, 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 and this. Oh,
State police.
Like I couldn't be a state police.
Couldn't be a state- I
Couldn't
wanna-
do that. Right,
right.
couldn't do that. Right? Remember that? I remember. Because my father said, well, maybe you want to go take it, and I'm like, no, I don't think I want. And
Yeah.
you know, and I ended up picking engineering. Thank
Right.
God for that.
Yeah.
But I remember. That's what I remember. It never hit me. It never occurred to me why they were doing that until years later.
I know what maybe you know who else we lost this year?
Who?
Ray Musto.
Oh,
Senator
yeah,
Musto.
Senator Musto.
You know.
But that was sad.
It
You know the
was.
way that how ended and went down. It was
You know,
terrible.
like, you
No,
know,
he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve
He-
that.
I agree with you.
That was not
The senator over the years, since when I was 21 years old, he helped me when I lived in Florida. Didn't owe me nothing. He helped me with my internet company. Many times.
Mhm.
He had me in his office. Never asked for a stick of gun. Not a stick of gun.
You know, it's that whole situation at the end was. We talked about that over the years.
Sure.
I never thought I believed some of that.
No.
What went down there, I just didn't believe it.
I
mean, I would want to. If there was a trial, I would want to hear it, but I'm not sure that's how that went down.
well, and there's no trial. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I would do that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was a good senator, good for our area.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know.
shame how that all went down though.
Right.
At the end, and
Yeah.
terrible.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a good family. I know almost everybody in that
Great
family.
family. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
and you don't know what Jackie's gonna do. Do you think she's gonna run again?
I mean, there was rumblings that she's going to run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she'd have to square off against Pedri. I'm pretty sure is running.
Right. And where's he from?
Hazleton.
Hazleton. So you're gonna have like a Valley against Hazleton kind of
I
thing.
guess so.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I just think she's a good candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to take it and come out.
Well, you got to have some issues.
Yeah, and I agree.
You know.
And you know, you could do a lot with money,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when you have no issues, you need a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
Issues and money.
that's the holy
The
grail.
money, I think, is the mother's milk of politics. Remember that.
I got you. Are we done?
I don't know. Look at your. Oh, you said Tony Rostockmeyer on your school board.
I didn't say that.
You didn't.
No, you
Maybe
were
I
salivating.
I was saying.
Maybe I did say that.
I think you did.
You're like,
Yeah. I didn't even know he was on Yatesville Council.
oh really?
Yeah. He's always. I'm done. You know. But Tony's always in there in the
He'll
background,
only be done one way.
trying to pull the strings. He's always in the background.
He does. He does.
You know. But do you have anybody else on your list?
I have nothing. I have the county here.
Yeah.
And I have underlined nobody from Pittston on the county council.
That's got to change.
Or Greater Pittston,
Greater Pittston,
or either the east side, west side, right? Thank God for that. What do you think about that, John? The home rule, you think it's gonna last?
Oh God, I hope not. Like I
I
said,
think if it came on the ballot again, they'd throw it out.
with this last thing, the
I think they
homestead,
would. No, but I think they would. I just think that it's very dysfunctional,
yeah,
right? It's too many people,
yeah.
right? And I'm not sure, I don't know this lines in there.
Wow.
I don't understand, like, I don't see it getting any better.
I didn't write about this.
You know, I mean, do you see anything getting any better?
No, speaking of lawn, I didn't write about this, but it's on the to-do list. I heard he's been on 6 job interviews already.
Oh.
Out of state.
How do you know? How do you get this info?
Don't you
Yeah,
worry
yeah,
about
I bet.
6 job interviews.
Well, I mean, how long has he been there? 2 or 3 years?
Something. I feel bad for the guy.
No, I do, but I
But
just
it's
saying
even a
is
no-win
that.
situation.
How are you going to get 13 people? Is it 13?
11, I think.
11?
11.
Look at how much of a disaster is this.
And they should have done it by ward, by district.
I agree with that too. There's no way.
Because I think 4 people are from Kingston alone, within like a 4-mile radius.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should have done something. It's just the whole thing is bizarre.
Right.
And I just don't see it getting like.
Any better?
No, but I don't know. I just think that it's not good. And I think that there's no plan there. What's the plan? No, really, what, like, is there any plan down there? Do you see anything getting any better?
I'd like to see their 5-year plan.
There'd be a mushroom cloud at the end of it. What are you gonna do? We're gonna blow it up.
They don't have a 5-day plan.
Yeah, I mean, oh, excuse me, but that's it. That's it. Well, Joe, are we over?
Yeah, I
Wishing
think
everybody a
we've
Merry
taken
Christmas.
everybody's time up. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thanks for coming to talk and
Listen to
us ramble for 45 minutes.
And we'll rehearse better next year.
We
How's
will,
that?
we'll try.
Here, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We got some Lonza. Jimmy, you're not really salivating.
No, I'm not. I don't eat much of this, but I can have maybe one piece.